We got a goat. Should you have a goat? Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? It's your friend, the Vagabond Viking here, and today we're talking about goats. Alright, so I have to start off by saying I'm not an expert, right? I'm not a farmer. I'm not a animal husbandry expert by any means. I've never owned a goat. So if you're looking for expert advice or opinions about goat herding, go somewhere else. I'm sorry. But I do own 2 goats. So we live in LA County. There's really not a lot of places to have a goat. But when we moved into the place we're living in right now, our landlord has a very large property in the back, and it's under development. Basically, it's just overgrown. So when we moved in here, there's just this big open lot, which he spends hundreds of dollars a month just to have someone come out and whack all the weeds and maintain that empty property. I just sort of jokingly said, hey, you should just get a goat. And we all laughed. Fast forward to January of this year, and he calls me up and he's like, hey, I got a free goat. So, yeah, we got a goat.
Hi. 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 Hi, Nutmeg.
So we had no idea how to take care of a goat. So we started reading about goats and, becoming sort of mini experts and farmers. We have a long ways to go, but Bambi is like part of our family. Then in March of this year, I'm sitting here playing video games, and Phoebe runs in screaming, Bambi's giving birth. So I run out there, and sure enough, there's half of mini goat sticking out of the back of Bambi. And I've put some gloves on, get out there and help Bambi give birth to Nutmeg. And Nutmeg is now second addition to our family, and we love them both immensely. Why should you want to own a goat? Should you own a goat? Well, let's look at a couple of reasons why owning a goat or having a goat regularly come to your property actually might be pretty beneficial. First off, I just have to say, from a purely personal opinion view, personality, right? So goats have so much personality. They are affectionate. So they are in the similar genus as sheep, and they are some of the oldest domesticated animals known to man. So we've been working hand in hand with the species for a very, very long time. They're a bit skittish, they are sort of naturally a prey, but they are incredibly curious. They're very agile and dexterous. They can move they can get into places that other species cannot get into. So they're just like really fun to have around. They're so much fun to watch. They are affectionate. Again, they're skittish, so it takes some time for them to get used to you. But after feeding and coming close and they get used to you, they're so sweet. We love them. Another great reason goats are amazing is that they really do eat anything, okay? They forage, they're ruminant animals, so they browse and forage. But they eat grass, they eat grains, they eat kitchen scraps. They will eat things that shouldn't be eaten, which can be a little bit iffy. You gotta sometimes make sure they're not eating what they shouldn't be eating, like cardboard or the side of a house. Things that happened. But they'll eat things that naturally grow wild. So what I mean by that is landscapes that are wild with wild grasses, bushes. There are some limits to what they can eat, even in that category. But ultimately, why should you want that? Well, you can save a lot of money on landscaping by just having a goat or bringing a goat in, and then they will literally clear lands to the dirt. And because they move and graze, they'll get it all. You wouldn't want it for like your front lawn because they're gonna eat in patches and you're gonna have weird patches of stuff all over the place. But let's say you got a big wild backyard and you don't feel like just regularly maintaining that backyard, or you have a large backyard, you know, like a tenth of an acre, and you have someone coming in, you're hiring someone to maintain that landscape every month. Cut it out. Goats. Bring a goat in, let them roam and forage, create some boundaries, right? But ultimately, they're going to clear that land, and they're going to do so in like a very sustainable way, because then now they're vegetarians, so their poop, their fecal matter, is also beneficial to the cycle. Next, let's talk about biodiversity, right? So why should you do this from an environmental standpoint? For one, goats are an amazing alternative to natural insecticides and herbicides. They're going to clear the land and all of the weeds that you don't want there, but they're not going to do so in a harmful way that's going to harm the environment and it's going to harm other fauna and flora in the area. Another really cool thing is actually climate change, right? So what we're seeing right now, we live in California. There are massive wildfires every year, okay? And they're destroying large parts of urban areas. Heart goes out to those in Hawaii, right? That just had this horrible fire. Goats will actually clear the land of brush, and in fact a lot of local and municipal fire departments are actually using goat herding to come in, clear brush, and make it safe for the next season when the wildfire season starts. So now that all that land's cleared, there's less of an issue for wildfires. The cool thing about goats is that they can get up onto like the rocky terrains, higher terrains that actually workers can't even get to, and they can clear that out because they're so agile, they're so curious, and they're just
What's up?
at the end of the day, I can tell you why you should or shouldn't, but really it's going to be up to you. And I personally can just say that we love Bambi and Nutmeg. We love having them around, and they just make our lives better. When Nutmeg was born, for at least a solid month, every day Phoebe would wake up, she would make her coffee, and she'd go out there and she would pet and she would hug and play with Nutmeg. And it was just like such a centering moment for her. It was like she was connecting with nature. And we do not live in like a very rural area. We're in the middle of LA County. Okay, so to have like a farm animal like that, but like such a beautiful natural birth farm animal that's living right in our backyard, I just can't tell you how much joy it brings us. Anyways, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, click that little like button. If you're not a subscriber, I would love to have you part of the Vagabond Viking team, and wish you nothing but the best. Much love.